All right. Great win, great comeback win. Clevenger was really good. Kept us in the game for 5 innings. Gave us a chance to win. Santos came in, gave up a couple quick base runners, big-time double play, got the third out. That was a real big inning for us. That kind of bridged it to Kelly. Kelly was phenomenal. I mean, he attacked the strike zone. He had plus stuff. On the offensive, Graveman came in. He gave up that home run, but then, he battled and just got out of it, which was another inning. We were buying innings at that time. We needed to get outs. On the offensive side, Eloy just felt good all day long. Obviously, he had 4 hits. Hazley was leading off today, and he had a really good day. Just battled, big hit there at the end. Elvis looked good at the plate. Actually felt good all day long, even in practice this morning in the cages. He felt really good. And then obviously, Sosa got a couple big hits after shortening his approach, not over swinging, a couple big hits, and then obviously, Vonnie with 2 strikes there, walks them off. Just a great team win. Great team win.
How necessary was it, and how's it kind of changed the mood in there today after so many losses in a row?
It was incredibly necessary. I mean, this is probably the best team in baseball right now, and we led, I think, in 5 out of 7. And we had some heartbreak losses against them. To be able to have the lead, lose the lead, and then come back there and do what we did in the 9th. Baseball's a crazy game, man. And today was an example of that. But that clubhouse was jumping is something that we needed, and now we got to build from it.
You talked so much about batting with runners in scoring position, the type of focus it needs. Obviously, the 9th inning was kind of nothing but those type of at-bats. What did you see throughout that process?
I saw incredible focus, especially with 2 strikes. We had some big hits with 2 strikes right there. And it was just that fight of not giving in, not striking out, putting the ball in play. I mean, we had a ton of ABs like that today. So that's what it takes. You got to put the ball in play. You can't be striking out 15, 17 times a game and expect to win. You might win one of those games, but over the long haul, you're not going to win too many of them. And today just showed, when you raise your level of focus and you create a little urgency for yourself and you concentrate on putting the ball in play, things can happen. Some of those balls we hit in that last inning haven't fallen for us, in the last week and a half, and they found holes today. That's just the way baseball is. He came in. I brought him in the 8th today. I liked that pocket for him, and the first couple pitches just didn't look right to me. But we kind of locked eyes a little bit, and I just figured it. It was the weather wasn't too good, and I just figured it was the weather, and it was cold, and he was just getting loose, and. But then after a little bit, just evident to me that that there was something wrong, right? But it seems that, early reports are that it's just a little tired, little dead arm right here in the bicep. Those are the early reports, but I'm optimistic that it's going to be okay. But obviously, we're going to do our due diligence with it. I believe so. I mean, he's getting checked out by the doctors. Obviously, he's a big part of this, and the mind is just really important. So I'm sure he's going to get checked out. But early reports are that these guys pitch a lot. They pitched a lot, and our starters are starting to kind of get in a little bit of a groove, which I think will help our bullpen. Help our bullpen out a little bit.
Early sense that he would need IL time at this point?
It's way too early for that. I'm not going to say yes or no either way, but way too early for that. I don't. We'll see. We have a much needed day off tomorrow. These guys got to rest. and we'll evaluate that tomorrow.
What does a day like today, a game like today, show the ball club?
We got some fight in that clubhouse, right? And it takes the ball bouncing your way one time to just lift everybody up and just put us in that mindset of this can happen. So, but again, just like I say, flush it on the bad ones. I'm not going to say that yet on this one because I still want to enjoy it a little bit, but we got to flush this one too at some point and get back to work on Tuesday. So I don't want to say that yet because I do want to enjoy it a little bit, and I want them to enjoy it because that doesn't really happen that often in this game. 7 runs, I think, in the last inning to walk them off. But once we get here Tuesday, we got to flush this one and get to work.
He really looked great hitting. It looked like he was possibly not able to push it max effort running. Is he kind of dealing with something right now?
He is, and that's the reason why, we communicated about it, and that's, our expectations today of him running down the line weren't 100%, and those are decisions that we make prior to the game, right? If, him and I spoke, and he's not 100%, but for us, the bat was more important than, giving us 100% down the line. And that's just part of the communication process and the process that we want to continue to create here, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that if we're all on board and we make those decisions together. And that's what happened today.
What's he dealing with?
Just some soreness in his legs, Eloy, people don't realize this, but there's times that he can really move down that line, and he's a big dude that can really run. So at times he's going to get a little sore here and there, but it's bat. His bat was more important today than his legs, so I was okay with it.
With the decision to use Robert, did you have any concern about sending him there with the conditions the way they were, like wet and slippery out there?
No, because we were going to send him in the box only, and then we're going to run for him. I wanted just his bat, especially against that left-handed pitcher right there. I mean, he's good against anybody, but that was a really good matchup, in my opinion, and it was a no-brainer for me, really. But we weren't going to let him run the bases, and not that he couldn't. I contemplated and talked to him about even going to the outfield, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't worth it. One day of Luis Robert is not worth, a month, so that was the decision that was made.